Welcome to Real Talk Wrestling. I'm your host Josh. With me, my baby face, my dude, my bachelor for 2 more days. One more
Day
day?
and a half.
Day and a
Yeah.
half? Who knows what day it is? What's going on, Chris? It's been
Oh,
a while.
like you said, lots of stuff going on. Busy week, busy weekend, but an
Busy
exciting
weekend.
weekend.
We'll be partying up in about a day and a half, like we said. This time next week, I don't know if I'm gonna be allowed to drink. I don't know. I'm afraid. As we all know, I've just had dental surgery,
Yep.
and doctor was very specific on do not drink with your antibiotics or do not drink with everything going on. So it might be a dry wedding for me. Might be dry. I'm
Uh-oh.
not sure. I don't know. It's been a week. Today would be a week mark for me.
Yeah. Did he say
Have
how
you?
long you have to go? Or how much more medicine do you have left?
I have 6 more pills of antibiotics. I'm all out of my ibuprofen, and I have one more pain pill left.
Okay. But
One more pain pill.
how many do you take a day?
Of
Two,
what?
three? The antibiotics.
3.
One a day. Three?
Yeah.
Oh, it's
It's
like
gonna be.
right there. You're gonna be like missing it by a day.
Mhm.
Missing it by a day. That's a
But
bummer.
it was well worth it. Holy crap! What an
Yes.
experience. You didn't go
Nope.
unders. I
Just
did.
wide awake. Go ahead. Just pull them out. All right, let's go home.
I went under, and let me tell you something. I just want to tell the story before I do go because there was to the point last week and the week before where I couldn't even talk. The pain was that bad. People talk about you don't want dry sockets, you don't drink through straws. I think I had worse than a dry socket. I really do.
Yeah.
I was reading all the reviews like symptoms of a dry socket. I'm like, my pain is 10 times worse than what you guys are describing. I asked my doctor, and my doctor said, yeah, you 1000% have worse than a dry socket. So if you do get a dry socket, you'll be fine. But the lady IV'd me right here
Yeah.
and didn't work. IV'd me right here, didn't work. IV'd me right here, finally worked because I'm so muscular or whatever. I don't know. No, and then she goes, "All right, now the anesthesia. Whenever the doctor comes in here, you'll be out." I'm like, "What do you mean?" I'm like, "Well, I talked to my doctor, dentist person." She's like, "Yeah, yeah, but you'll be out like that." Like, I'm like, "Do I count to 100? Like, what do I do? Can you guys put some music on for me? Like, what?" How? She goes, "Josh, you're gonna be out." So what happened was the doctor came in. "Hey, Josh, what's going on?" "Oh, hey, Mister. Hey, Doctor Fadi." Literally the last thing I remember. And
That's
then I,
it. You were knocked out.
yeah, because it was in my veins. And then I wake up. They try to put me on a wheelchair. They wheel me outside. They put this giant freaking pack on my face. They wheelchair me outside. And the next thing you know, I'm driving home with my buddy who took me, and I couldn't feel this.
Yeah.
Couldn't feel till 8 o'clock at night.
Yep.
It was awesome. It was
But
that
it's
awesome.
done now. It's done. And I bet you wish you would have done it years ago, just like when I had done mine.
Yes, yes, 1000%. We're not here to talk about dental work. We're here to talk about professional wrestling. We're here to talk about the Tuesday night war ratings. I don't know what it was. It was a fun night. I'll tell you that. People are going
Yes.
crazy. It got the community. The big thing I want to say is yes, the ratings they matter, but they don't matter to me. They don't matter to you, and to you watching, all you people out there watching, they don't matter to you either. I'm not here watching NFL Network going, yeah, they whooped ESPN's ass this morning. Get Up didn't do as well as Good Morning Football. Like, the fuck? Well, who does that? I'm just asking for a friend. I'm not over here listening to Blink 182 on my Apple whatever, going, yeah, Blink 182 has 723 streams this morning. What is Down with the System have or whatever?
System
Nobody,
of a Down.
whatever. Yeah,
No, the
nobody.
system.
Why does it matter? I'll never understand that. Has anyone ever thought about it that way?
No, I don't think so. I think that's a good way to put it too.
Like, what is happening?
I think it's because the TV ratings, I think, were such a big thing in the 90s, back when there was the WWF and WCW thing going on. So I think that's kind of drug out till now. It's less important, I think, now than it used to be back then. I think it was a bigger deal back then, but with all the different streaming and people DVRing stuff, and it's a different world now. But I mean, it is an indicator. I think that was the big thing, is who was going to be more watched. But does more watched mean that it was better?
Well, no, it doesn't mean it's better because it's what I told my kid today. and I'm going to get a lot of hate on this, especially because it's Thursday night football and there will be a celebrity in the house, maybe. I said, you listen to Taylor Swift. All your friends do. Everyone does. She's the biggest superstar in the world. Her music is awful. Her music to me is awful. It's not music. It's just noise, right? It doesn't make it great just because a lot of people listen to it. Now I can sit back and listen to Frank Sinatra or someone that knows that has talent, but nobody listens to it nowadays. But it's still good. Now the
Yeah.
same thing with AEW. 600,000 people on a Tuesday night, a night they're not supposed to be on. They're competing with the MLB playoffs. They're competing with NHL opening day,
Yep.
literally the day the NHL opened. And they're also competing with a lot of other things that they're not used to. And a lot of people out there, casuals, will forget or probably did forget that, oh, AEW is on Tuesday night.
Yep.
A lot of people probably forgot. So 600,000 is pretty good. Now 900,000 over there on the NXT side, that sucks. You're getting that without John Cena. You're getting that without The Undertaker. You're getting that without Paul Heyman.
So I was going to say, I didn't know what their normal numbers are for a Tuesday night NXT.
They've been
What are
popping. They've been popping like 800, 700,000 with Becky Lynch and Dominic Mysterio, but when they're not on, it's like 500,000. So
Yeah.
John Cena and The Undertaker only gave them an extra 100,000.
Okay.
That's not great,
No.
but still a good number. Here's
Mhm.
the bottom line. Here's what I have to say, and I heard a lot of people say this already. 1.5 million people watch wrestling
Yeah.
on Tuesday night. That's pretty good.
Yep.
That's pretty good. I think the people that were going to watch AEW watched AEW. And the people that were going to watch NXT watched NXT. Period. That's just the way it was.
Yeah.
The only difference is they went head to head and one lost. Now people don't want to bring this up. NXT in AEW were on the same night before, Wednesday nights. They were already. And guess who won that war? Guess who won the ratings every single week?
Yeah.
It was always AEW.
It was. Yeah. Week in and week out.
So you take your normal developmental show, your third brand, normally on a Wednesday night, you take it against AEW's flagship show. AEW will win out every time. Now they
Yeah.
stacked the deck. They stacked it with all these people. People are now saying, hey, we don't care about AEW. They're stacking the deck to get media rights, to get a bigger contract because that is
Yeah.
coming up. I think it's both. I think it's a little bit of both.
So that's what they're saying is that it's had nothing to do with AEW, and this had everything to do with an upcoming contract.
Yes.
I hadn't heard that before, but that's kind of funny. So if that upcoming contract, did that allegedly get signed this week?
No, Chris. So they've been putting on Becky Lynch. She's the NXT Women's Champion. They've been putting on Dominic Mysterio. This is going on. Like they're negotiating.
So what I'm getting at is, if it didn't get signed this week, are we going to have John Cena and Undertaker and whoever else on, Paul Heyman on again next week? If that's all that it is, but we know it wasn't. We all know it wasn't.
Yeah, we know. I mean, starting the show with Cody was a shot at NXT 1000%. Having Jade on that show.
You mean?
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, having him on. I'm so used. Yeah, having him on NXT is a shot at AEW.
Yep.
Having Jade show up for no reason is a shot at AEW.
Yep.
I think having Orange Cassidy win the AEW International Championship was a shot at NXT. Because the Undertaker made it. They brought the Undertaker to NXT about 3 months ago. Matt Hardy on his podcast, and this has got traction, called Orange Cassidy the Undertaker of AEW.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the first thing I thought about. Oh, Orange Cassidy's he's winning the title tonight. He's the Undertaker of AEW. He is their champion. He is their favorite fucking wrestler. So Tony Khan, I think, was like, hey, you're going to bring out your big guns? Well, I'll bring out mine. Well, his big gun weighs 120 pounds, soaking wet, and nobody cares about him. I looked at the ratings quarterly, every 15 minutes. Orange Cassidy was at the lowest segment. He always is. He always is. I don't care if you love him, Chris. I don't care if I love him. I don't care if anyone loves him. He's always one of the lowest rated segments because nobody really cares. Hey, there's T-Swizzle on television. God, I don't get it, man. I don't get it, Chris.
I mean, just quick side note. Be ready because you're going to get a decent dose of it on Saturday.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she's a big fan.
Oh, Miranda's?
Yes.
She likes Soraya and Taylor Swift. I don't know, Chris. I think I'd back out. I think I think it's just like, you know what? No, I'm just kidding. I kid. I kid. A lot of people like Taylor Swift. Everyone does. Dirtbag Dave's everyone loves her.
Oh,
I'm
I know
like,
he does. I've
yeah,
seen his post, but
yeah.
just a fair warning, it's coming.
I can't wait. As long as she plays the good ones, the hits.
Yeah, there'll be some hits there.
The hits. Anyway, but it was a good night for wrestling Tuesday night. I think this is gonna be a trend. And I'll tell you why. I've been reading, I've been researching, I've been listening. Their USA already got SmackDown. I don't think USA is going to keep SmackDown on Friday. I think they're moving that over to Tuesday. I think Monday
Yeah,
Night Raw is going to stay on Monday, and I think NXT is going back to Wednesday.
really. Three consecutive nights.
I do. I read a report. I forgot where it was today, where it makes logical sense for them. The production team can be on the road. They can do a Monday Night Raw, a Tuesday Night SmackDown, go home for a long time, and then NXT is always in Orlando because it's a
Yep.
developmental brand. So it'd be smarter for the company, less travel for the company, less travel for the production, less travel for all the equipment. You're just there. Let's just say, for example, you're in Tampa. On Tuesday night, you're in Atlanta, somewhere close, right? And then they
Yeah.
all get to go home they all get to go home and they all get to run their house shows. Like the production team can go home, the workers can go home, the staff can go home, but they'll still have house shows on like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and have that available. Something to think about, something Endeavor thinks about, right? This is a new company. People forget that. This isn't Vince McMahon owned anymore. This
Yeah,
is
that's
Endeavor.
true.
So it could be a possibility that we might see a Wednesday night war again.
I'm down for it. I like it because I think it's good for wrestling because it gets people buzzing, it gets people talking, and like I feel like wrestling Twitter, there's been a lot going on with it for the last week. And even whenever you see people that are just saying stuff that's just kind of stupid, because some people are they're on one side or the other, and they will defend everything. They'll defend a person as soon as that person switches brands, and they're trashing that person just because they switch brands. But you know what? People are talking about it. That's what I like.
I don't understand the whole like I watch the Dolphins. Hey Chris, my Dolphins are they got 6 more viewers than the Bucks this weekend. Do you know that? Do you know that more people watch my Dolphins than the Bucks? Do you know that?
Yeah, like nobody does that.
Nobody does that. But and then like I guess they will talk trash like, oh, Aaron Rodgers went to the Jets, blah, blah, blah. But they talk about Adam Copeland going over to AEW. Oh, he was a nobody. He's washed up. He doesn't draw. He's not a draw. But then Jake goes over from AEW to WWE. Oh, she's a superstar. Well, where was she? She was in AEW where she was a nobody. Now she's a superstar.
Yeah,
Make up your
just
mind, people.
just because they changed teams there.
It's just so weird. I guess when people don't have anything else to live for, they live for that.
Yeah,
And it doesn't have to be that. It could be anything. I'm sure there's people out there that obsess over. I can't even like Big Brother. I don't even know. I couldn't even tell you. But I'm sure people do obsess over anything. Video games. Oh, I play Call of Duty. I play Fortnite. Oh, like who argues over that? You just play what
yeah,
you play. You like what you like. But I've heard people on the internet, Fortnite's better. We can do this and this. Well, Call of Duty's better. It's more realistic. What are we? Why are we
yeah,
arguing?
yeah. Why are we wasting our time arguing?
It's the same thing with WWE. I watched. I made this thing. I watched Fastlane. I watched the whole thing over Collision. I watched
But
Fastlane.
real quick, when did Fastlane move? I thought that was always that pay per view between like
You
Royal Rumble,
know, Chris,
WrestleMania time,
I don't
the road to
know.
WrestleMania, Fastlane. I was very
I thought
confused. Like I
I
saw
thought it
that the
was
other day.
Roadblock. I thought it was Roadblock.
No, it used to be Fastlane originally. It was like Fastlane, then Roadblock or something, but it used to be Fastlane. Like I'm 99% sure. I was really confused the other day when I saw that. Oh, Fastlane is on. I'm like, is it time for WrestleMania again? Like I really had to stop and think. I'm like, I'm confused. I thought we were going into the fall after the summer, and I looked. I'm like, no, it is October or whatever. But what is Fastlane doing on this time of the year? Just a
No
quick
one
side
knows.
note. I was just confused by that.
No one knows. Well, I did watch Fastlane, and someone called me out on Twitter. Hey, like blah 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 blah, blah, just yelling at me about something, and I responded back with, "I'm not tribalistic. I'll watch the better card." And I looked at Collision. and I saw what they were here to offer, and I looked at Fastlane, and I said, "Well, those matches look a lot better, and I'd rather watch that." And that's what I
Yeah,
watched. So this day and age, you can pick and choose what you watch. You don't have to be married to one show.
that's
You
very
don't
true.
you don't have to. You can actually go, you know what? SmackDown looks good tonight. I'm gonna watch it. NXT looks good tonight. I'm gonna watch. You know why I didn't watch NXT last night? You know why I didn't flip? I flipped over once. I flipped over once. I changed the channel one time, and I'll tell you when we get there. I'll tell you why. Um, I didn't know one match was advertised. All they advertised, John Cena is going to be there for what? No one knows. Paul Heyman's going to be there for what? No one knows. LA Knight's going to be there for what? Undertaker's going to be there for what? Right? So
Yeah.
why would I go over there and go, oh, I can't wait to watch The Undertaker? Why? What's he going to do?
Yeah, he's gonna walk out and what do you do? Like one move, and that was it.
I think he started a feud with one of someone. I don't know. I have no idea
With
what happened.
Braun Breaker.
There you go. I guess he's gonna wrestle again. I don't know. But the point is, and I looked at NXT or NXT, I looked at AEW's card. I'm like, wow, they're gonna have a title match. Wow, they're gonna have a women's match I don't care about. Wow, they're gonna have this and that. And Jericho versus Will Hobbs, which I was looking forward to. Like I saw a card. I knew what I was getting instead of Cody Rhodes has an announcement. What was the announcement?
I think that he was the guest GM for the
GM.
night. Which
That's the announcement.
What does that even mean for him for that night? Like, did he really make the matches?
No.
Or did he just come out and say, I'm the guest GM and then walk to the back and he's done?
Yeah. I heard from both sides that NXT was a nothing show. There was no build. There was no nothing. There was no storyline progressions. It was just a bunch of here's a main roster star, get hyped.
Yeah.
Whereas AEW, they had a really good show. And I think they had to put on a good show. And let's transition to that because they crushed it. That was one of the most entertaining dynamites I've seen. I couldn't even tell you how long, even when Grand Slam happened. Like this was more entertaining. Not because of the war, because of the card. The first match we see was a pay-per-view quality match. Bryan Danielson fucking crushed it. Was it Bryan Danielson and Swerve? It was Bryan Danielson and Swerve.
Yes.
It was beyond awesome.
Yep. It was a really
great.
A really great opening match.
Yeah. It was like, to me, pay-per-view quality, no commercials. So we didn't miss anything. Everything was freaking awesome. Swerve showed that he could be there with the big boys.
Yep.
And
which
then
he's continued to show us week in and week out lately.
Yes. And then you go in from that straight into Jericho and Hobbs, which did more for Will Hobbs than I'm sure that Undertaker did for Braun Breaker. I don't know. I don't know what happened.
Oh no, I don't know, for whatever it was at the end, for some reason he choke slammed him and then he, I think, raised the hand and pointed at Carmelo Hayes and like that was it.
Okay. Is that more effective for Carmelo Hayes or Jericho getting squashed for like 10 minutes straight?
Yeah, exactly.
That was to me, I look at Hobbs in a totally different light now. Like, holy crap. And Jericho did that, and the booking did that.
And awesome. I saw a lot of people that were echoing that same thing, that they thought that Hobbs, this really helped him because we're not used to seeing that with Jericho so much. He gets in these feuds, and we've even commented on it. Most people come out of their feuds with him lately, and they're no better off, or maybe they're worse off. And this is finally a time where someone was better off.
Yes.
And like, if you look at the two of them, like if we're just trying to be realistic for a second, that's exactly what should have happened. Will Hobbs should have completely squashed him and just tossed him around and just whatever he wanted to do, just knock him out.
Yes. 1000%. And then we had, I'm just going to run down the card real quick. Then we had Saraya and whoever she wrestled, Cheetah. I turned it off. Didn't watch 1 second. I heard it was a good match, honestly. I heard
it wasn't bad.
So that match particularly, I saw Saraya come out and I said, I just can't. So I turned it over to NXT hoping there'd be something good. You know what they had on? 2 random women that I never even heard of in a wrestling match. So you know what I did? I turned on hockey.
There you go.
For 50, and then I would turn back to AEW every like the 10th minute and they were still wrestling. I'm like, oh God. And then I turned back to hockey. And then I waited for that match to be over. And I found out Sheeta won the title the very next day. I had no idea.
Yep.
I'll tell you. So I'm
right
good for
back
her.
To her.
Good for her transition.
I was trying to think about why did they do this? Well, we all know they were going to put the title on Soraya because of where that show was at. Get the massive crowd pop. Tony's always very big for giving the people what they want. Baby faces win when they're in their hometown. And I guess maybe that's what it was. I don't know if it was just like it, because I remember we were talking about it. Is it have something to do with Soraya having a problem losing it to whoever's next in line? And maybe it's not. Maybe it's just like, hey, Sheeta, you're going to win the title. You know, you're going to get another chance after she had the whole COVID era championship. And then now, here you go. We're going to let you have it again. But oh, wait, we just had the show announced. We kind of need her to win it. We'll give it a little bit of time and we'll give it right back to you. But I almost would be like, let me just win it after that show. I don't even want to win it until that show is done with.
Chris, you are so cute. You think that they're going to actually give her a shot to hold that title and do something with it?
No,
I'm
probably
telling
not for
you,
very
I'm,
long.
I'm
It just
telling you
it
right
seems
now.
silly. Like, I don't know. What if you were in a wrestler's shoes, what would you rather do? Keep winning it for small periods of time and be like, hey, why don't you just give me like a decent run? Just one run with it, but like give me a few months. Don't keep giving me these 1 month runs.
I mean, of course you want the run, but is Sheeta really? I know that we see her as a homegrown talent, but is she really the one that you want going into negotiations with Warner Brothers as a champion? Like, hey, we're trying to get the streaming service done. We're trying to get on Max. We're trying to do this. Here's our champion, Sheeta. Are we really trying to do that? It doesn't make any sense. I feel like she won the title from Soraya because there's a bigger story to tell, and that bigger story is money. And she's coming. She's coming. I don't care what anyone says. Mercedes is
Yeah,
coming.
Mercedes. Yeah, she'll be there.
And would it
Keep
be
going for a second. I got to plug in my laptop, but we keep going.
all good? What would look better? Mercedes winning that title off of Sheeta and then having a Soraya Mad challenging her because she's going to be the one chasing, or would you want because Mercedes is going to win her first match no matter what? So if she comes in and she beats Soraya day one for the title, there's no story. The story is she lost the title. That's it. Now if Sasha or Mercedes comes in now and beats Sheeta on a random whenever. No one knows when it could be. I don't think it'd be a pay per view match. It might be one of these special dynamites or whatever. I don't know what they have planned. And then you have Saraya going, "Hey, I lost that title. By the way, you were the one that injured me, Mercedes. You were remember when we were in the other company. You were the one that put me on the shelf. So I'm coming for your neck and your title now. That would be much better than Mercedes
Yeah.
coming in as babyface going, "Hey, Saraya, I ruined your career and ended it, and I'm going to take your title." Like that makes Mercedes the heel. So it makes more sense for Mercedes to come in, get this cupcake win over Sheeta, get that title right away, and then have Saraya chase as the heel and have Mercedes defend as the babyface. To me,
Do,
that just seems way better.
do you think we'll see her before the end of the year?
Mercedes.
Yeah. Like maybe Full Gear
I don't
or
know
a
when full.
special. I don't know if they have a December show.
I don't
Like a
know when
special.
full. What is full gear in November?
It's usually in November. Let me see.
I mean, I, they have to because I really believe they have to do something because I feel like maybe if CM Punk comes in Survivor Series in WWE, they're gonna have to combat that somehow. I mean, I know it's two different companies, but you still want to make your splash.
Yeah. We're looking November 18th.
Yeah, I could definitely see Mercedes by then. But do we use it as like a Sheeta? You have a special like challenger, or does Mercedes come in before and then? Because that's soon. That's soon, man. That's in a couple weeks. You got to get this build soon if it's going to happen. Or do we have another situation where Britt Baker comes in and takes the title, and then you set up a Mercedes versus Baker, and then Saraya can come in later? I don't know. It's going to be good. That's what I can tell you. I hope.
I would like to see if Mercedes does in fact show up, like you said, for her to get the title, her first program be against Saraya and then move on to Britt Baker. Because Britt Baker is pretty much the top of the women's division. So do you want to blow off that feud first or do you want to build towards it?
Well, I'm glad you asked that because we're going to transition to Adam Copeland and this leads into it. You have to strike while the iron is hot. Now, at first, I was like, oh, why are they burning Adam Copeland and Christian now? Like right off the bat. But then I thought about it. If you don't do it now, you might risk injury. In that company, people get hurt all the time. So
Yeah.
let's do it now. So why not get the Mercedes Britt Baker match now? Saraya match now. Get it done. And then you can build these other stars later for Mercedes to take on. The same thing with Adam Copeland and Edge, or Adam Copeland and Edge, Adam Copeland and Christian.
Christian.
I was like, well, Edge is injury prone. Christian's 1000% injury prone. If they put this off for a year, what are the odds this ever happens? How many times do we see Bryan Danielson's going to have this match? Bryan
Yeah.
Danielson's going to have this match. Bryan Danielson's going to have this match. And then he's hurt every single time. So
I'm not thinking putting it on the shelf for a year, but I'm thinking like if she does show up at Full Gear by Revolution in March, have that match.
I can see
That's what I'm
that.
saying.
What's gonna get them bigger? What's gonna get on TMZ? What's gonna get on ESPN? What's gonna get Mercedes versus the top person right away, which would be Saraya. So that would make most sense.
Yeah.
And then you're right. Move on to Britt if
Yeah, that's
Britt
what I'm
wants to
thinking.
turn heel.
Just do those two feuds between, if she were to show up at Full Gear, between Full Gear and Revolution.
Yes. So how are you feeling about Adam Copeland? His return. We saw him in action against Luchasaurus. To me, I was kind of in and out of the match. I wasn't really interested in it. That's not the first match I wanted him to see. I wanted to see. It really wasn't like Luchasaurus. I'm not really into him. But it was a good match. It was okay. There was no crazy stuff. What are your thoughts so far on this whole entire program?
I like it. I mean, I think it's really good because there is a story already pre-built in there because of their friendship from all these years before. So it was a way to debut them and already have something going on for them that was organic. So yeah, they're burning it up early, but I can see this one. This is a feud that I would be okay with stretching out for a while. Like it doesn't need to be over and done in a month or less. This one can go on a little bit longer. Like it lends itself to it given their long history. So far I'm good with it. Of course, Christian was going to send out Luchasaurus first, just doing like what MJF used to do. Oh yeah, you don't deserve to face me yet. You got to face, my goon here. I'm going to go send him out and you got to get through him first. So, I mean, it fits. I like it so far. I'm glad to see that he's there. I think there could be a lot of potential really good matches with him. I'm excited to see what he can come up with over the next few months. Or, I mean, I don't know how long he's going to be there or how long he's planning to be there. I mean, he kind of made his comment that he's going to be there for years and years, but we'll see if that's really the plan or not, or if that was just to hype up that first crowd. But
right,
I'm good with it so far.
I don't think the TNT title needs to be involved, although it does. It is the most important title, probably the most important title in the company right now. I would say it's the most important. I would say it's the top title, and that's over the AEW championship, because your AEW champion is in the middle of a feud with Jay White, who I like, but he's also in the middle of ROH tag team championships and some comedy skits. Like he's not really being taken too serious right now.
Yeah, it's definitely not the run I thought he was going to have.
No, not. I mean, it's not bad. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm just saying it's different, and it's okay to be different. I do want to get to the TNT title though, because Edge, you can see this is Edge, Adam Copeland. It's going to be a situation where this is going to be a multi-man match at the pay-per-view. It's going to be a combination of Darby, Sting, Copeland versus Nick Wayne, Christian Cage, and Luchasaurus in a 6-man tag. I guarantee it. There's no way, because Sting is involved now, and Darby's been involved, and now Copeland's involved. They're not going to have a one-on-one match with Christian the very first pay-per-view in 4 weeks. They're not going to do it. My question to you is, what do we do with this TNT title? It's just stuck there. It's just there. There's no defending it at the pay-per-view. There's no feud with it now. Now it's just a prop.
Yeah.
Edge or Adam Copeland has never said, I'm taking that title from you, or I want that title. Copeland doesn't need that title. He's bigger than that title.
He is much bigger than that title.
So what do we do with this title now? That's my concern with this title. But like I said, it's the most important title on the show.
It is currently, but now it's going to be overtaken by the international title.
No, I don't see any stories coming out of that.
No, but yeah, you're right. It is going to be stuck there for a while, and I don't know how they're going to move that now or make that relevant for a little bit. But maybe it cools off and it is just a prop for the next, 5 weeks now. But then afterwards, they got to do something because they got to get him defending the title or something, because the TNT title is always meant to be that TV title, which is supposed to have a good number of title defenses.
Yep.
Maybe it's not quite Cody Rhodes Open Challenge, but we got to get something going, or else it will become stagnant and then it will just become a prop.
That's 1000% correct. I'm into it. I'm not into this Nick Wayne guy. I think him turning heel was good, genius. I think it was great.
Yeah.
But they're
Why
doing
is
it.
that? I was a little confused by that. Why
Well,
are we already turning him heel?
first off, he sucks. I'll just say that. I don't find him interesting. I don't see him as an interesting character at all. I'm gonna equate him to Dominic Mysterio.
Okay.
Dominic had this long run as a babyface though, and we saw him on TV every single week, and he was with his Hall of Fame father. So we got used to Dominic, and we'd always make fun of him. Oh, he's carrying his dad piggyback. Oh, he's smiling. Oh, he sucks. Oh, he has no development. Oh, he has never improved. I remember saying that Hook is better than Dominic. I remember saying that 2 years ago.
Yep.
And now it's vice versa. Dominic, since he's turned heel, has been one of my favorite acts in all of wrestling on WWE and AEW. He's one of my favorites. The reason why is because he's a cowardly heel, which I always enjoy. That is different because his heavy isn't Diesel. His heavy isn't Ezekiel Jackson or some big motherfucker. It's Rhea Ripley. It's a woman, so it makes him even more of a punk and funnier whenever he does say stuff and Rhea's there to back him up and get in the guy's face and he's hiding behind mommy. Nick Wayne, on the other hand, is acting like a fucking tough guy. 110 pounds, acting like he's so tough, wearing his leather jacket, his black shirt, his black jeans, and beating up Copeland and celebrate. He should be the coward. He should be the Dominic. He should 1000% be the Snake.
Yep.
But he's not, man. Like, they need to fix that.
Yeah, they kind of need to do something. They need to do something with his character a little bit. Because, it just doesn't fit him.
I would pay extra, Amazon, to get a non-Taylor Swift feed. I'm just saying that right now. Chris, are you watching?
No, I don't have it on in here. No.
They showed her 8 times. They have a Taylor Swift counter. Anyway, God damn it. Anyway, yes. So I think this run's gonna be awesome. Adam Copeland was on Talk Is Jericho today on the podcast. I listened to half of it. You hear the same thing from every other WWE person that comes over. I've never had so much fun. I can't wait to have fun. I'm gonna have so much creative fun. This is fun. Do you think when other people like MJF hear that, or Will Hobbs or Wardlow, do you think they actually listen and go, man, do I really want to go over there? Because it's fun over here. Adam Copeland said it's fun. But then they have someone like CM Punk who came over here and said everything exactly like Adam Copeland said. And how did that turn out? So am I worried? I'm kind of worried. Are we getting the same situation where Adam Copeland is sick of playing with children, sick of playing with the games, the drama, are we going to get that from him? I really hope not, man.
No, but didn't Punk have a history of drama issues? And does Adam Copeland have that history? Maybe, he's going to have fun at first. Maybe he'll get annoyed by some of the stuff, but I don't see him having some big outburst like CM Punk.
That's true too. It's just, I hope that people listen to him, because on the podcast, he did say, when I was coming up, these guys, Bruiser, all these guys would give me advice and I would take it and I would listen. And he even said, I'm here to give advice. But we've had many people, from Jungle Boy to Hook to everyone. I don't take advice. I don't want advice. I don't want to listen. I don't want to listen. And that's my concern. These little punk kids that think they know everything, like Jack Perry. But I'm excited for the whole thing. I don't want this to get stale. I want Adam Copeland to have fun, and I want to see exciting matchups. Is he ever a world champion? Do you think he ever holds the title?
I don't know. It depends on how long he's going to be around.
Because it seems like there's a line. It seems like Tony Khan has a line of people. Okay, after MJF, we're going Adam Cole. Okay, after Adam Cole, we're going here. After here, we're going here. I feel like Tony Khan has all that planned out.
Yeah.
And I don't see a spot where Adam Copeland can actually get there. But I hope it happens, man. I hope. What
With
I hope
enough
is
time, he could for sure. Just to depend if he's going to be here for a year, probably not. Does he actually go for 3+ years? Maybe he could work him in somewhere.
all I want to see out of this Adam Copeland run. Not all, but the majority of it. I want to see Edge and Christian reunite event after their feud. And I want to see them go against the Bucks. I want to see him go against Kenny. I do not, and I repeat this, I do not want to see Adam Copeland and Christian in the same ring as the Hardys. I don't need to see it. I don't want to see it.
Yeah.
We don't need to see it. The Hardys have a great niche right now where they're just jobbers, losers, and they dance off with Daniel Garcia. That's all I need from them. I do not want to waste my time with Adam Copeland and Matt Hardy ever again in my life. I've seen it. We've all seen it.
Yeah, it's seen it, and I think it. Whenever you try and redo it way too late down the line, it kind of takes away from the legacy, right?
And this is nothing against and this is nothing against the Hardys. When I meant they're jobbers, losers, they have their role, and I actually enjoy their role.
Yeah.
I like what they're doing on TV when I do see them, but I don't want to see them in any kind of mainstream. You're right. I don't want to see them tarnish what they've already done.
Yeah, it would definitely take away from it. It's like whenever we were kids watching Jordan, right? We watched him in the Bulls. Everything was good. And then he had that little stint in Washington that we all wish we never saw and wished never existed, wishes there was no photos in existence, but it happened. And it feels like it took away. We always wanted to see that final shot with the Bulls, like that be it for that part of his legacy. Just be done right there.
And I'll equate this to television. There's a show that I fell in love with this year called Ted Lasso. I watched all 3 seasons and it ended. And you writers out there, let it end. I don't need to see another show. I don't need to see another story with Ted Lasso. Just like you said about the Jordan thing, sometimes things just come to an end and we don't need to revisit it. Yeah. So you're right. It's like an old TV show that we don't need to remake it. Seen it already. And the last topic I want to talk about, we got a little bit of time left. Adam Cole, baby, and MJF. I'm 1000% convinced the broken ankle is a work. I am 1 bajillion. I am so confident. I am putting my Kimmel. This is not a spoiler, or this is a spoiler. This is not a prediction. Adam Cole does not have a broken ankle. This is a work.
And when do you think that we'll find out for sure? Like, do you think that'll get worked into something? Like he's going to reveal that he never had a broken ankle?
I think the broken ankle is a vehicle for MJF to turn heel.
Yeah.
Because he is getting frustrated that his best friend's not there. You can see him turning back into his old self a little bit, right? Getting very upset. And I think he's going to turn heel on the Acclaimed, and he's going to have enough of them. And when he beats them down, especially Max Caster, why are they putting him on TV 2 weeks in a row, massaging his back, then asking to be his partner? How could MJF get heat?
Yeah.
Turn on those guys. Beat the living shit
some
out
of the
of
biggest baby faces. Although that's carrying over a little bit of their Twitter stuff. I don't know if you follow.
Oh, no, I follow.
Okay.
I see it. I know it's happening. Yeah. But now they're putting it on TV. So when Adam Cole comes back, tries to be friends again with his buddy, and he's like, "Oh man, you're back to your old ways. What happened? You left me to go hang out with your boy Roddy Strong." Blah blah. And then there's the conflict. That's a way to keep Adam Cole babyface and MJF heel. And if you noticed, Wardlow's got a little thing written on his tape. You seen that?
No, I haven't.
Wardlow.
I've barely seen Wardlow.
Well, he's wrestled twice, and if you zoom in on his tape, it has MJF on his tape. He literally writes on a Sharpie, MJF. Now, I don't know if that means he's coming for MJF, or he's a person behind him with MJF. Was he the person in the devil mask? Or, well, no, but look, when Retribution came on WWE, none of those guys looked like Dijak, and Dijak's a fucking massive man. He ended up being one of the people.
So maybe he wasn't physically the person behind the mask, but they'll change it to him.
Yeah. It happens. Like when Retribution came out, they're all 120-pound guys, but they came out to be T-Bar, which was fucking massive, and Mace, which was massive,
Yeah.
None of those guys were that tiny. I mean, they did the Botchamania did the comparisons, but Wardlow maybe coming back because he comes in, he squashes a baby face. He just beat the shit out of whatever that guy's name is, Garrison, Mr. Garrison, right? Did you not watch it? He powerbombed him like 800 times.
Who?
Griff Garrison. Griff Garrison.
Oh, I was like Mr. Garrison. I'm like trying to think of like some old guy or something.
Well, South Park. I couldn't think of Griff
Yeah.
Garrison's first name, but he squashed him, powerbombed him to hell, and walked
Yep.
away. Didn't celebrate. That was a heel kind of thing to do.
Yep.
Now, does he go back with MJ? I don't know. I'm just saying this could be a vehicle for MJF to turn heel, but not on Adam Cole.
Yeah.
I don't know, Chris. I just don't think it's. Why are you putting Adam Cole on TV? Why is he in vignettes faking? Like, if you really had a broken ankle, are you really going to go fake like you're mowing the lawn? What if you slip? What happens? I think it's all fucking work. I truly believe it.
Yeah.
I truly believe it.
Yeah. It could be setting itself up to be. Yeah. And they were kind of talking about it more. And the whole thing, Britt Baker in the beginning posting about it on Twitter could be more of a work for that.
And does this set up Adam Cole? Because you see, he's already got the new shirt on, Next Strong. All right. Oh, I need a new shirt. Oh, I got a shirt for you, and puts on the Next Strong. Is he going to be joining that group? I don't know, man. Maybe he was in the Devil Mask. Maybe he did beat up Jay. I don't know. I just know this is a work, and we'll see Adam Cole on TV pretty soon. I hope.
So I'm hoping so. I'm ready for him to be back.
But if I'm wrong, I'm sorry. Look, I know you don't follow like indie stuff, but there's this YouTuber who does video game reviews. I'm sure you've probably seen the clip somewhere. His name is Chris Dinker, whatever his name is. He has this little go after this, go look it up. There's a little independent show, Independence, right? He challenged Adam Cole to a wrestling match. And the reason why they know each other is because they game. They stream on YouTube. Adam Cole has his streaming thing on Twitch where he's called Chubbs, and he doesn't talk about wrestling. He's known on his Twitch thing as a gamer. Nobody knows he's a wrestler. And then he challenged this guy to Adam Cole. After Adam Cole broke his ankle, a week later, he accepted that guy's challenge to the wrestling match. Accepted it. Yes, I will wrestle you in this independent show. And everyone went fucking bananas. But I guess they forgot that in his AEW angle that he broke his ankle. So then they called it off like 2 days later.
Okay.
All I'm saying is it's a work. That's all I'm saying. And if you guys can't figure it out, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's a great work though. It's fucking phenomenal.
It's been really good. And if that's the case, that he sold it right from the start, jumping off the ramp there.
How many times have we seen subtle things in AEW? Subtle things in AEW.
Yes. Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
They do that all the time. Just little things in the background, little things off to the side. I love it though. I like the way that they do their storytelling rather than just going the traditional route. Like, let's say this is in fact a work. The traditional route would have been post-match. He's getting beat up by a group of people. They're putting a chair over his foot and hitting it with another chair multiple times and then saying that it's broken. And then we all know that it's a work. So this is a good way to kind of do it.
Exactly. He's hobbling around. I mean, if he really broke his ankle, do you think he'd be there the very next week telling everyone, hey, I broke my ankle? No, I think he'd be like, oh, this is serious. When CM Punk tore his tricep, he wasn't, or whatever, broke his foot. He wasn't out there the very next night. Hey, I broke my foot. I have surgery. No, he was just off TV for the next 6 months. Just the way it is.
Yep.
But that's going to do it for the show, guys. We're going to watch some football. We're going to watch some T-Swizzle. I know that you're going to be excited for that. Do you have any fantasy players going tonight, Chris?
No, I don't have any Chiefs, and I certainly don't have any Broncos players.
Well, I have, against my buddy Mitch, I have Javonte Williams tonight. I got Rashee Rice tonight, and I got Travis Kelce tonight. So I'm going to be very interested in this match. I hope I score 50 million points. I had DJ Moore last Thursday night, so it worked out for me.
I went up against them, and it sucked. It was the worst.
And
I went up against CMC the week before that. So I've had started off 3-0, and I am 0-2 in the last 2 weeks. So,
Chris, you sound like Roddy Strong. Like everything's going wrong for you.
Yeah, I got to go up against McKinnon tonight. So how many touchdowns does McKinnon have? Like 2, 3?
I feel like McKinnon gets like 3 touches. That's terrible. Whoever started McKinnon is awful. Whoever that person is, I feel sorry for them.
He's doesn't have a whole lot of people to choose from. Some bye weeks. I think he's had some injuries, so it's kind of what's available this week.
Well, that
So
makes sense. But all right, guys, we'll be back next. Well, we'll be back. Well, are you going on a honeymoon, Chris?
not at this time. Maybe at some other time, but not right now.
All right, so I can
So
commit. We'll be back next week talking
Yep.
about well, I don't know, professional wrestling, not sports entertainment. Until next week, Chris, you got anything else to say?
I'm really looking forward to Saturday, and I will see you then.
I see you there, buddy. Hey, when I come in, I want the Edge songs better play or Adam Copeland. On this day. And I want to say, you think you know him. Peace out, guys.
See ya.